How do you actually pronounce this cryptocurrency? Sui, Sui? Probably Sui. At least in Cantonese, Sui means water, and the icon of this crypto is a water droplet. It's probably Sui. There is an issue with water though, right? The more you add water, the more you get diluted. And dilution is exactly the reason why long-term Sui has a problem. But let's take it one step at a time. Today, Sui is doing pretty well. It's up 31%. Over this month, we've seen an increase of 22%, and that's still way better than what Bitcoin did. It went up only by 6.6%. The on-chain metrics initially look quite promising as well. This is the total value locked. This is how much capital is currently circulating within the Sui blockchain. So in US dollars, this tends to go up. Yes, we did see a dip, but that was mainly due to the Sui price itself going down. If we measure the total value locked in Sui, we actually see a way more constant increase. Now, not all data on the Sui network is 100% transparent, but what we can look at is bridging activity, as in are people transferring value from, for example, Ethereum over to Sui via bridge. So here's the wormhole activity, the number of transactions per week, and this spiked obviously with the network launch, then went down for the subsequent 2 months, but now is picking up again. The peak was in May of this year. A lot of metrics for many blockchains peaked in May of this year. Here's another interesting statistic. This shows market share. Solana has the highest market share in number of transactions per month. When we isolate Sui from this, we currently have 11% of all of those blockchains activity in bridging transactions per month. So that's not bad. Now there's also the Sui Explorer. So we can have a look at how much activity there is directly on chain. We can have a look at the number of transactions, at the number of coin creations, at the number of active wallets. Unfortunately though, that data is not too great. Because especially for a blockchain that's that new, we want to see continued growth, not too many ups and downs. And that's unfortunately what we're seeing. This is the number of transactions per day. A massive spike initially, then a crash, then a secondary rally in May. Now we are back at relatively low levels. Here's the number of total accounts. Also rather erratic. There seems to be external forces or potentially programmatic account creation that's creating those massive spikes. It's not necessarily stable long-term growth. Here's the number of active accounts, so not total accounts, but just active accounts. Same kind of erratic behavior. Here we've got the number of coins that get issued. Very interesting that we don't see a spike here in May. We are now at a very low level of 36 coins being created on a single day. And here's the number of NFTs. That's even more risky, and that's to be expected. Of course, NFTs as a whole have a hard time. Now, all of this data wouldn't be too concerning if there wasn't the main problem with Sui, and that is dilution. It is token issuance. The demand for the token has to grow faster than the supply for the price to go up. And unfortunately, the supply is growing quite quickly. This video is sponsored by the premium membership. I never take any money from any crypto project. I never take any affiliate links from centralized exchanges. I never pump and dump coins. Instead, I offer valuable tutorials in the premium membership. Feel free to check it out. Have a look at this. This is the number of Sui tokens over time. And we are currently at 2.6 billion tokens. And 1 year from now, this will be at 3.5 billion. So that's an increase of circulating supply of 34%. That's going to the community reserve, it's going to staking, and of course it's also going to the early backers of the token. And so historically we've seen a lot of token inflation. Going forward we're going to see a lot of token inflation, and that then explains this chart here. What we've got over here is the Sui price relative to the Ethereum price. And since launch, unfortunately, we have seen an underperformance of 57%. If the supply hadn't 5x'd during that time, then Sui would have outperformed Ethereum. But unfortunately, with the supply increase, demand cannot catch up, and that's why we see that underperformance. Now, why am I looking at relative valuations and not just at the US dollar chart? The reason is I want to distill the idiosyncratic movements, as in when Ethereum or Bitcoin is going up, then most altcoins go up as well, and vice versa. If we divide by Bitcoin or by Ethereum, then we tend to see what's really going on with an altcoin. Is it really worthwhile to take on more risk, right? Because buying a small altcoin is more risky, thus we want to have more reward reward as well. We want to see outperformance. But unfortunately, if there is a lot of supply hitting the market, it's hard to outperform. Now there's a little bit of a silver lining here, because the early investors obviously do not want the price to instantly crash. They want to keep somewhat of a floor. And parts of those early investors are of course also the centralized exchanges. And so a lot of trading volume happens directly on Binance. That's both on the spot market, but that's also on the perpetual futures market. And so I do believe it's likely that we're going to see a lot of volatility in both directions, right? A lot of volatility creates attention. Attention creates long-term purchases by retail, and that can then support the prices. So will SOI directly dump here? Maybe, maybe not. It very much depends really on what the centralized exchanges want to do with the token. Very long term though, right? Over the next 1, 2, 3 years, the token dilution might really be a problem. And very likely, I believe SOI is going to underperform Ethereum over that time span. If you got value out of this video, feel free to subscribe and feel free to also give this a like. It helps the channel grow. And of course, in case you've got Telegram, feel free to join us as well. The link to Telegram is down below. Looking very much forward to chatting with you. Looking also very much forward to seeing you in Premium. If you want to chat with me one-on-one directly, then there's Premium. The link is down below, thebitcoinstrategy.com. Cheers.